Chrissy Rock just jumped on live and dropped the most explosive accusation of her entire career. She says Blueface is a reason baby Chrisean Jr. is living with a disability. Her voice shook with rage, tears pouring down her face as she told fans that his reckless chaos during her pregnancy created the very health battles her son is fighting today. In Blueface, his reaction was colder than ice, no sympathy, no accountability. He allegedly brushed it all off as pure delusion. He told his fans she's fabricating stories and using Junior as nothing more than a prop for clout. The backlash was instant. Social media detonated in disbelief. The internet split straight down the middle. Some stood with Chrisean, devastated by her pain, while others accused her of exploiting her baby in a toxic war against Blueface. But while fans argued, insiders started whispering. Disturbing history ignored medical red flags and private texts that could prove Chrisean's accusations aren't fantasy at all. And here's the nightmare if these leaks check out. Blueface's career won't just collapse in music, his entire life could implode because this isn't gossip anymore. This is about a child's future. For months, the world has been glued to the toxic roller coaster known as Chrisean Rock and Blueface, a never-ending reality show nobody asked for. Their saga has been messy, chaotic, and downright violent emotionally and physically, from fist fights blasted across the internet to humiliating live streams. This couple has left fans questioning if they're watching love obsession or straight-up destruction, but in the middle of this circus, the one truly innocent, soulless baby Chrisean Jr., trapped in the crossfire. From the moment Rock announced her pregnancy, the internet couldn't look away. Some doubted she'd even carry to term with all the madness around her, while others doubted Blueface's role entirely, pointing out his constant clashes with her during those critical months. The pregnancy itself was chaos on steroids. Fans remember the endless viral clips of Blueface calling her unfit, denying paternity, and mocking her publicly while she broke down in tears on Instagram Live. Yet somehow, despite the non-stop humiliation, Rock pushed forward, determined to prove the world wrong, and when she finally gave birth, many believed it was her redemption moment, a fresh chapter where she could leave the madness behind and finally focus on being a mother. But things unraveled faster than fans ever imagined. Almost instantly, whispers started spreading about baby Junior's health. Fans dissected hospital photos, swearing nurses looked unusually cautious. Rumors exploded: complications at birth, secret leaks, even alleged documents hinting that baby Junior was facing developmental delays and possible lifelong struggles. At first, Chrisean stayed quiet, no confirmations, no denials, just photos of her son smiling, crying, or peacefully asleep. But insiders say behind that silence, she was crumbling. She blamed herself every fight with Blueface, every sleepless night, every public humiliation replaying in her head like a nightmare until the moment she finally broke on a Raw livestream with tears pouring down her face. Chrisean let out the confession she'd been holding back. She accused Blueface's reckless chaos during her pregnancy of being the reason Junior now suffers. The non-stop stress, the physical altercations, the lack of support. According to her, it all created the perfect storm for disaster. Her voice cracked as she said, "You don't know what it feels like to carry a baby while the father is out here fighting you, stressing you, embarrassing you. That's why my baby's suffering now because of him." Viewers described it as one of the rawest, most gut-wrenching moments they had ever witnessed from her. It was one of the rawest, most gut-wrenching moments fans had ever witnessed from Chrisean. Some cried with her, others just sat frozen in silence, and almost instantly, the internet snapped into two camps. On one side, supporters swore her pain was real. Her story made sense, and Blueface's ugly track record only made her claims feel more believable. On the other side stood the skeptics, accusing her of dodging responsibility, exaggerating baby Junior's condition, and shamelessly weaponizing her child just to stay in the spotlight. And then came Blueface. Not with compassion, not even with silence, he allegedly clapped back with an icy dismissal. On his own live, he scoffed, "She's delusional, been using the baby for clout. Ain't nothing wrong with Junior. She just wants attention." That clip detonated online, sparking instant outrage. Fans couldn't believe the child's own father would shrug off such a serious accusation. Even people who never liked Chrisean admitted Blueface's tone felt soulless. Some called it the final nail in the coffin of his already shaky career. But here's where it twisted darker, because insiders close to the couple claim Chrisean's tearful confession wasn't just emotional ranting. They whisper about medical notes, private texts, and disturbing pregnancy incidents that could prove Blueface's recklessness really did put baby Junior in danger. And if that evidence really sees daylight, it won't just be Blueface's reputation crumbling. We're talking lawsuits, custody battles, and the kind of scandal that ends a career for good. And guess what? The first leak already dropped just hours after Chrisean's emotional live. Screenshots hit the internet, alleged messages between her and a nurse spelled it out clearly: stress and violence during pregnancy can damage a baby's development. And who was the source of that chaos? The messages pointed directly at Blueface. But that was only the opening shot, because what came next was darker, more heartbreaking, and way more explosive than anyone could have predicted. The fallout from Chrisean Rock's tearful livestream was immediate. Within hours, hashtags like #PrayForJur and #BluefaceExposed trended worldwide. Fans replayed every second of her crying confession, reposting clips with captions like, "She's finally speaking her truth. This is heartbreaking to watch." But as the sympathy poured in, the darker side began to surface. Receipts started leaking, hinting that her accusations weren't just emotional breakdowns. The first major leak: screenshots allegedly between Chrisean and a hospital nurse. In those texts, the nurse warned, "Too much stress is dangerous for the baby. The constant fighting and trauma could have long-term effects." Chrisean's heartbreaking reply: "It's him. I can't control him. He's making everything worse. He's making everything worse." Fans dissected those screenshots like crime scene investigators. The timestamps matched the late stages of Chrisean's pregnancy, and the sender's profile photo lined up with someone who claimed to be a licensed nurse. If real, it proved medical professionals had directly warned her that the toxic chaos fueled by Blueface could put baby Junior in danger. But Blueface wasn't about to swallow the blame. Hours later, he hopped on live with a glass of liquor in one hand and his trademark smirk glued to his face. His response, ice cold and dripping with mockery: "She's crazy. Always been crazy. Delusional. Y'all really believe this, my sons? Fine, ain't nothing wrong with him. She just using that baby for sympathy, cause without me. She got no storyline." Those words sliced deep, not just at Chrisean, but at millions who had just watched her break down in tears. Screenshots of his life spread instantly, fans blasting him as heartless. One viral tweet summed it up: "Even if you don't believe her, how cruel do you have to be to dismiss the mother of your child crying like that?" And then came the first major twist. A second leak exploded online. This time it wasn't text, it was audio. A phone call, allegedly from Chrisean's pregnancy, captured a heated argument. Her voice trembled as she begged, "You stressing me out too much. It's not safe for the baby." Blueface's reply, cold laughter: "Man, that baby gonna be fine. You're dramatic. Stop blaming me for everything." The audio spread like wildfire. Wildfire. That's exactly how the audio spread. Fans were horrified, replaying it nonstop. It wasn't just the words, it was the tone. Blueface's laughter, his casual dismissal, while Chrisean begged for comment, painted a brutal, chilling picture. Hashtags flipped from sympathy to pure rage. Within minutes, #Blueface cancelled and #Protect Chrisean trended worldwide. And yet, Blueface doubled down on Twitter, bragging, "Y'all running with fake audio now. Got y'all dumb. Don't believe nothing unless it come from me." But fans weren't buying it. Too many receipts were stacking up and the narrative was shifting fast. This wasn't just another toxic lovers' quarrel, this was about a baby's health. Suddenly, the court of public opinion leaned heavily in Chrisean's favor. Meanwhile, insiders whispered that she was far from done. One alleged friend told a gossip blog that live was just the opening shot. She's sitting on proof: screenshots, medical reports, even videos. If she drops them, it's over for him. And then came the jaw-dropping reveal. Late that night, an anonymous account leaked what they claimed was part of baby Junior's medical report. Though blurred, fans swore they could read terms like developmental delays and stress during pregnancy. If real, it directly tied the baby's struggles to Chrisean's toxic environment during pregnancy. Exactly what she accused Blueface of causing, exactly what Chrisean had accused Blueface of causing, and the reaction was nuclear. Celebrities couldn't stay quiet. Summer Walker commented under a repost of Chrisean's live, "This is sad. Y'all gotta stop playing with women when they're pregnant. Stress is real." Then Cardi B co-signed the sentiment by liking a tweet that read, "Blueface been toxic since day one. Chrisean deserves better." But not everyone was on her side. Rapper Boosie Badazz jumped on live, saying, "Man, every baby mama blames a daddy. Y'all just wanna cancel somebody. That's still his kid. Don't play with that man's name." His defense only poured gasoline on the fire, igniting an even nastier debate. The internet was officially at war. Half the world demanded Blueface take accountability, while the other half accused Chrisean of exploiting her baby's struggles for sympathy and clout. And then, in the middle of the chaos, Blueface dropped a cryptic tweet, "If she keep lying, I'ma expose everything y'all don't even know the half." That single line sent chills racing through fans. What did he mean by everything? Did he actually have receipts of his own? Was this about to escalate into an all-out leak war between two of the messiest figures in hip-hop? Because of Chrisean had her proof locked and loaded. Blueface was clearly threatening to fire back, and that's when fans realized this was only the beginning. This wasn't just a war of accusations anymore, this was spiraling into what could become the ugliest custody battle hip-hop has ever witnessed. If Chrisean Rock thought her tearful live and those leaked nurse texts gave her the upper hand, Blueface was about to prove he wasn't going down quietly. Just hours after the internet showered her with sympathy, he fired back with a counterattack, just as explosive. He jumped on Instagram Live, this time less mocking but every bit as cold. Sitting in his car, cigarette in hand, he stared into the camera and snapped, "Y'all really believe this girl? She's the reason that baby going through anything. She drinking, smoking, fighting the whole pregnancy, and now she wanna blame me? Stop it, y'all don't even know half the truth." The clip spread instantly. His words were razor sharp, flipping the blame back on Chrisean. Fans flooded the comments with outrage, but some admitted it was the first time Blueface sounded less like a troll and more like a frustrated man defending himself. Could there actually be truth in his claims? And then came the bombshell. Blueface didn't just talk, he brought receipts. Screenshots allegedly show Chrisean ordering alcohol while visibly pregnant. Another image surfaced of her at a party during her second trimester, clutching what looked suspiciously like a red Solo cup. Blueface captioned the post, "But I'm the problem, y'all trippin'." Fans were floored. Suddenly, the narrative wasn't so clear-cut. Some argued the screenshots were old, maybe even staged. Others said it didn't matter because even if Chrisean slipped, it didn't erase the stress and violence Blueface piled onto her during pregnancy. But the damage was already done. The internet officially split in two. Twitter became a war zone of clashing hashtags. Hashtag protect Chrisean versus hash Blueface contracepts. Hashtag pray for Jer versus hashtag Chrisean lying. The debate grew nastier by the hour. Some accused Blueface of deflection, spinning the spotlight away from his abuse. Others swore Chrisean wasn't the innocent victim she painted herself to be. The truth? Nobody knew, but everybody had an opinion, and just when it seemed like the chaos couldn't escalate further, a new leak dropped that shook even the most hardened fans. A gossip blog released what they claimed was a private voice memo from Chrisean's phone, allegedly recorded during her pregnancy. In the clip, her voice is trembling as she confides to a friend, "I'm scared for my baby. I cry every night. Blueface punched the wall right next to me last night. I know the stress ain't good, but I don't know how to leave." The audio went viral within minutes. It painted a chilling portrait of a young woman trapped in a cycle of chaos, fully aware her unborn child was in danger, yet powerless to escape. Fans replayed the recording endlessly, hearts breaking at the raw terror in her voice. But Blueface's camp? They came swinging yet again. Blueface's supporters immediately went on defense, claiming the leaked audio was edited, ripped out of context, and waited convenient to pop up now. But insiders whispered something darker: Chrisean wasn't bluffing. They swore she was sitting on dozens of recordings like that, ready to drop them one by one if Blueface dared push her too far. The drama hit fever pitch when celebrities started taking sides. Summer Walker reposted the audio with the caption, "This broke me, protect that baby at all costs." Meanwhile, Boosie Badazz doubled down on blasting Chrisean, "That girl toxic too. Don't blame everything on him." And then Cardi B dropped a cryptic tweet, "When you push a mother to her breaking point, the whole world gon' see." Fans instantly connected it to Chrisean, and just like that, the industry was as divided as the fans. Then came the most shocking twist yet. A TMZ-style leak claimed that Child Protective Services (CPS) had been alerted after Chrisean's emotional live. According to anonymous insiders, CPS officials were monitoring the situation because of how public and how serious the accusations had become, if true. Custody of baby Junior wasn't just shaky for Chrisean, it was on the line for Blueface. The internet panicked. Tweets flooded timelines, "Take that baby out of both their hands before it's too late." Others begged Chrisean to get help, "We want you to win, but Junior needs stability, not chaos." And then Blueface seized the moment, firing off a chilling tweet, "Exactly what I've been saying. She unfit. CPS watching now. Told y'all." That one line sent shockwaves. Was Blueface really rooting for CPS to strip Chrisean of custody, or was he trying to paint himself as a better parent in the ugliest way possible? Either way, fans were left sick to their stomachs. The feud had spiraled far past petty accusations. It wasn't about clout, drama, or messy lives anymore. This was about a child's future. And then came the chilling cliffhanger. Insiders claimed Blueface was preparing to drop a full tell-all video complete with alleged recordings, texts, and even witnesses to prove Chrisean Rock was reckless during her pregnancy. Meanwhile, Chrisean was reportedly loading up her own arsenal, medical receipts, and more recordings to prove. Blueface's neglect is exactly why baby Junior is suffering. So, who's telling the truth? Who's lying? And the most terrifying question of all, will this war end with baby Junior being taken from both of them? By now, the internet wasn't just buzzing, it was erupting. What started with Chrisean's tear-soaked confession and Blueface's ice-cold dismissal had ballooned into something much darker. This wasn't just another celebrity feud, it was a battle over a child, a disability, and two parents tearing each other apart in front of millions. Twitter transformed into a courtroom. Hashtags like #ProtectJur trended right alongside #BluefaceGotReceipts. Every clip, every screenshot, every whispered leak was dissected like evidence in the biggest trial of the year. Chrisean supporters flooded timelines with heartbreak and rage. Blueface is abusive. You can hear it in her voice. She's been crying for help for months. Stress and pregnancy is real, he pushed her too far. He has to own this, that poor baby. My heart is breaking watching this. Meanwhile, Blueface loyalists came swinging just as hard. She's using that baby as a storyline. She been toxic. Y'all ignoring the receipts. She was out drinking while pregnant. CPS needs to step and cause both of them are dangerous. The divide was brutal. One viral edit with over 7 million views showed a split screen. Chrisean raw crying on her live versus Blueface smirking on his, captioned, "The difference between pain and pride." Another clip looped the leaked audio of Chrisean begging for calm during pregnancy over footage of Blueface partying, while the comments flooded with heartbreak emojis. Then celebrities jumped in and the industry split straight down the middle. Summer Walker went viral with a fiery post, "Men gotta be held accountable. Y'all think stress don't affect babies? Ask any doctor." Her words racked up hundreds of thousands of likes, crowning her one of Chrisean's loudest defenders. Cardi B, who had only quietly liked supportive tweets before, finally broke her silence. "I don't care who's right or wrong. That baby don't deserve none of this. Protect him first, not argue on live." Fans praised her for shifting the focus where it belonged, but not everyone agreed. Boosie Badass doubled down on IG Live. "She toxic, he toxic, they both toxic. That baby ain't got a chance unless somebody step in. Stop blaming just one side." And then came the wildest twist yet. Blueface's own mother, Carlissa, known for her messy online rants, she posted a long defense of her son. "Y'all believe anything this girl say? My grandson is fine. Ain't nothing wrong with him. Chrisean needs therapy, not Instagram." Her rant only poured more gasoline on an already blazing fire. Fans dragged Carlissa, calling her delusional for defending Blueface no matter what. Others argued her meddling only highlighted how dysfunctional the entire family dynamic truly was. Meanwhile, industry insiders began whispering about the legal fallout. One entertainment lawyer told a gossip outlet anonymously, "If CPS really is monitoring this, it's bad news for both parents." Publicly accusing each other of neglect while evidence of chaos and violence circulates can and will be used against them in court, the possibility of a custody battle quickly became the new headline. TMZ-style outlets screamed with stories like, "CPS monitoring Chrisean Jr. amid parental war, and will baby Jr. be taken from both parents?" The idea that neither Chrisean nor Blueface might keep custody sent chills through fans who had been emotionally invested in this baby's journey since